Today, the day 12, uh, on understanding the game development, and our speaker is Kartheek Raj sir, who is a like founder and a game director for Monotask Studios, and also exemplary for Rockstar Games. Uh, so there we will be having a unique experience today. Let's go. And I was handovering the session to the Karthik sir. Now sir will take over the session.
Hi everyone. Thanks Ravi for introducing. And before we start the session, I just wanted to know where people are from, so you guys can just use the chat and let me know where you folks are from. So that will give me a rough understanding of what language to use. If you people are more comfortable in Hindi, or just the session would go in English. Okay. Hyderabad, Kolkata, Karnataka, Maharashtra. Okay. I think it's a mixed lot. Nice. Okay. Hyderabad once again. So most of you are students. Asansol, nice. Everyone is comfortable in English. Okay, cool, nice. All right. I also encourage people to turn on their cameras, just so that it feels like more of an interactive session rather than anything else. Okay. And I do encourage people to like occasionally, unmute themselves and speak. I'll just be sharing my screen and let me know if you are able to see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up if you guys are. Hold on, let me just. Now, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's sharing.
Okay. Cool. How many of you guys play games? Just give me a thumbs up. How many of you guys play games? Okay. I see one. Mukesh has his hands up. Two. Okay. Yeah, I have. Okay, I think I'll not be able to see all of you guys on one screen. So I think it's best so I get response from you folks on the meeting chat. So yeah, and please list the platform. If you guys play games on mobile, just drop a thumbs up on the chat. Uh, just drop a thumbs up on the chat. Okay, you played GTA 5 on laptop. Nice, laptop and PC. Okay, Pranav Thorat. Okay, others. So mostly mobile. And if you guys are PC gamers, drop a laptop or a PC emoji if you have. Okay, that's also fine. You can also write PC. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Go ahead. Mobile laptops. Okay. Okay, I see. It's a mixed crowd. It's not only for mobile. It's a mixed crowd. That's good. Cool. How many of you guys own a console? Any console? PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo? Comment. Nope. Nobody owns a console. Okay. Yeah, pretty expensive here in India, right? So understandable. All right. Cool. Quick intro. Okay. Oh, somebody has Divya has an Xbox 360. Nice. It's a legacy console, but great device though. Anyways, so I'm going to give you an introduction. This is basically understanding of the game development, or how the industry is at this moment as I speak. Do keep in mind, like whatever I go ahead and tell you guys, it is subjective to change in future depending upon how times go, or like something new might come up. Or I would highly encourage people to just do your own research while you are listening to this session. Okay. Yeah. So before we begin, who am I? I'm Kartheek Raj. I've worked for Rockstar Games as a cheat operations analyst. So I've been credited for these games, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Crimson Tactics, The Rise of the Wise Banner. This game is an indie game which is made in India. Other than that, I'm currently developing Palm Sugar: A Village Story, which is by Monota Studios, which is the studio that I own. And yeah, I have a roughly around 6 years of experience in the games industry, and right now I head Monota Studios as a game director. Apart from this, I'm also a pixel artist. I have my art on you can find it on LinkedIn or on my Instagram account. So are there people who played Red Dead Redemption 2? Ardia 2? Okay, Shashank has played. Okay. By the way, I have not made any significant contributions. Mostly my work in RDR2 was post-production once the game was done. Actually, I'm also credited for GTA Online, which I haven't listed here. But yeah, let's move on. So even before diving in, how many of you think your parents are convinced for the video games industry? Like if you walk up to your parents and say, I want to do something in the video games industry, do you think they will be convinced? Just raise your hands. If give me a thumbs up if they will be convinced. Okay, yeah, the thumbs down if they are not convinced. Yeah, more. Only one. A thumbs up or a thumbs down, guys. Don't write yes or no. Just like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up if your parents agree for you to like actually let you go into the games industry. Don't react on your roles. Just use a chat. Okay, Divya, Pranav's parents would also allow them. Others, okay, yeah, I see some thumbs down. Okay, okay, a few more. That's it. All right, let's just take that as okay. I think a majority of the parents are understanding. My parents weren't, so my father was like get a real job instead of working in the games industry. But thankfully, you have understanding parents. So yeah. All right. So these are few of the statistics. There are like other statistics out there as well, but I think these are mostly helpful statistics if you want to convince your parents to actually pursue in the in video games industry. Okay. So this is the number of gamers in crores that are growing by the financial year 2028, and this is a past statistic where how much revenue value of the gaming industry in the financial year 2015 to 2020. So it was steadily growing. So by these two statistics, I just wanted to tell you guys that the video game industry in the past was also growing, and even from our current standpoint, it's still growing up ahead. Okay. And I think you can use these statistics in general to convince your parents or like talk about it. Okay. Yeah, before I take any further, I just want you guys to list a PC game. Okay, just list some random PC game so that we can check how much money it had made on Steam. Okay. Any PC game. I can't really pull up statistics for mobile games, so that's the reason I'm specifying as a PC game. Angry Birds. No, sorry, I can't pull up for a mobile game, but let me just check if Angry Birds is there. No, so it should be listed on Steam. Okay, so there is, I think it is listed. So Angry Bird Space. Let's see how much money Angry Bird Space has made. So I don't think it's showing up here because of I think okay, it was actually showing up. Hold on. Just give it a little bit time. Minecraft. Okay, Journey. Maybe let's check. Yeah, I'm checking Journey right now. Okay, GTA 5, yes. So this is only for Steam stats. Like if this stats is only for games that are listed on Steam, and only for the platform. So let's say if Journey is listed on, let's say PlayStation, those stats are not being shown here. So if you see this game Journey has made somewhere around 9.8 million USD, which you would convert that into INR would be so 9.8 mil USD in INR. That is somewhere around this much amount of money. I'm not gonna just count it out, but then you get the rough understanding of how much money this game has made. I think it's somewhere close to like a um, like a movie in general. All right, so I'm gonna pick GTA 5. Okay, since I'm already from Rockstar, I don't want to usually go back to the same game, and like it's usually how do you say GTA. Okay, I think you need to write it as Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto 5 Legacy, which is the old game that was listed in 2013. Again, I think you have an enhanced edition right now. So GTA 5 had made a whopping around 900 million gross revenue, and it has sold these many units. So we can again do a rough Google search of what is. I'm just gonna write it as 900 million instead of you know So this is the amount of money GTA 5 has made. Bear in mind, this is only for one platform. This is only on Steam. If you combine PlayStation sales, if you combine Xbox sales, and other, I think Grand Theft Auto has been in around 5 consoles, depending upon different what do you call generations of consoles. You have Xbox 360, the PlayStation 1. Similarly, it was on PlayStation 1 and the Series X. That's like 3 consoles on the PlayStation on the Microsoft lineup of consoles, and then it was on Sony PlayStation 3, 4, and 5 right now. So plus the PC. So depending upon how many, and some people might have not bought it from Steam. They might have bought it from the Rockstar's launcher. So that's like some additional amount of money. Okay, I'm not gonna take much time. I'll just like quickly go through another. I'll randomly pick another game. League of Legends. I don't think it might be, or is it listed on Steam? I'm not sure. League of Legends. I don't think League of Legends is actually listed, or did I spell it wrong? Oh, you have cracked GTA 5. Okay, but still, that's okay. I mean, the Rockstar has essentially made its money anyway. So I'll just check for Ghost of Tsushima so that you guys have a rough understanding of how much. Okay. So Ghost of Tsushima, it's on 2 platforms. It's on PlayStation. It's on the PlayStation lineup. That is PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Other than that, they had recently released it on PC as well. And this is the kind of money it had made on PC. It has a gross revenue of 103 million. I'll tell you guys later what is the difference between a gross revenue or a net revenue. But in case you want to convince your parents, you can use this website. You can make a note of this. It's called VG Insights. I'm just gonna put the name of the website in the chat so that you guys can use it later. Okay. And yeah, so that is like a what? Oh, okay, sorry. All right. So yeah, other than that, I feel hold on. Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, I think you guys can just use this website to check all the games that you've liked and played, mostly through Steam, and see if you can actually check how much the money the game has made. Okay. Okay, so if you guys want to enter the games industry, these are few of the skill sets and tools that you can start experimenting from. Okay, I've randomly put out uh, all these information. So first thing is, let's say if you want to become like the very obvious route of becoming a game dev is being a programmer. Okay, then you have an artist, game tester, game design, game producer, and game marketing. How many of you can you please use the chat to write down what are the skill sets that you don't know in this, something that sounds foreign to you guys? I guess most of you guys know what a game programmer is, right? Give me a thumbs up, like if you guys know what a game programmer is. All right, I've got good amount of thumbs ups. I think it's very obvious what a game programmer is, right? I think I don't have to explain. Cool. Okay. Next thing is a game artist. How many of you guys know what a game artist is? Okay, so when I say artist, again, it encompasses all the artwork, whether it's a 2D art, whether it's a 2D animator, 3D art, 3D animator, you know, someone who creates environment artist. Again, I'm not gonna go into the nitty gritties of it or like dive deeper, because I understand in this call there might be people who might have done their research, they might understand what the game industry is about, but this is for like a general understanding of folks who don't know as well. Okay, so Shashank has given a thumbs down. Is it like, Shashank, you don't know what an artist is? All right, I'll just probably take that as like a mistype. Okay, game tester, or it's also called a QA. I think most of you guys know what a game tester is as well, right? Yeah, I see a lot of thumbs ups once again. Okay, this is something I think I feel there might be people who are unaware what a game designer is. How many of you guys know what a game designer is? Or what is the difference between an artist and a game designer? Do people know? Shashank, you're almost close. It's like you're almost close. But I think it's like a overlaying skill set. Someone who does map. It's like he's also an artist, and he also knows what he's supposed to be doing. So yeah. Okay, Samarpan has given a thumbs down. He designs characters. Okay, Mukesh. Anyone else? Can anybody, don't Google, but like give a rough understanding of what a game designer is? That's it. Can anybody type coding part designer? No, game designs the structure of the game. What do you mean by a structure of the game? Oh, you're just guessing it. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so I'll explain. I'll get back to what game designer is before I'll have to complete this. Okay, designs all the features of the game. Yes, Pranay is right. I'll deep dive on what exactly a game designer does. But before that, do you guys understand what a game producer is? How many of you understand what a game producer is? Uh, Give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't understand what a game producer is. Guys in the chat, please. Okay, yeah. Pranay has given a thumbs down. Others? Okay, Praneeth knows what a give a thumbs down. Okay, Purvi, nice. And what about game marketing? I think mostly people might understand what it's very the term is very self-explanatory, right? So go ahead and give a thumbs up if you guys know what a game marketing guy does, and what a. All right, cool. I think game marketing is quite obvious with what it's written. Okay, so I'll go ahead and explain what a game designer is. Okay, um, so how many of you guys played Counter-Strike? Okay, I see a lot of thumbs ups. What happens in Counter-Strike if I take the sniper rifle and increase its rate of fire? Like it just rapidly fires. There's no wait, there's no reload, just rapidly fires. What happens? Can somebody type down what happens in the chat, or they can unmute and also give an explanation? What happens if you, uh, you know, a sniper rifle with a great damage has a really good rate of fire, whatever game it is, whether it is PUBG or whether it is BGMI, any kind of game where you use guns in general. Is the question clear, guys? Nice, nice. Yeah. Okay, I think Pranay and Pranav both have given a rough understanding. Okay. Okay. So Pranay, Pranay has said the game will be disbalanced. Okay. So whom do you think the work of balancing the game is? That is one example I'm just giving. Again, this is going to be this is a very specific area in video games in general, like game design in general. Yeah. So that's what a designer does. So what the work of a designer is, let's say if you games like PUBG, I mean, I'm using the example of PUBG because it's the most played genre. I think like even if people have played games in on mobile would understand what. So if you have like a SMG as a submachine gun in the game, it has a good faster rate of fire. But the designer, what he does is he reduces the damage value so that the weapon is not abused. So if a sniper rifle has a greater damage, okay, so it's the frequency of firing, that is the rate of fire is reduced so that the weapon is not abused, so that everyone has a fair play. Okay, and assault rifle comes in between. It has like a decent amount of damage, it has decent amount of rate of fire, and it has like a magazine capacity, which is like, again, with rifle as well. Sniper rifle as well, you have like a limited magazine capacity, so that you don't like abuse the weapon and then like take undue advantage. So that's how the balancing actually happens. So that is someone, a game designer does the balancing. Again, a game designer has what do you call, branching sub what do you call I can't find the term, but like subsections, or like uh, people who do only level design, like they're actually making levels. There are level designer also comes under game designer. How many of you played Candy Crush here? Okay. What happens in Candy Crush if I keep on giving you like single kind of candies, one kind of candies, just like one kind of candies, that's it. So in Candy Crush, the game designer also tries to like introduce a little bit of randomness. They also try to control where to introduce pain points, because the company King that's making Candy Crush, they have to make in-game purchases. Yeah, exactly. So that's where the job of a designer comes. He in games like Candy Crush or like match style games, they actually control the flow, the progression of the game, so that they don't progress further quickly, and then that will be a loss to the company. So they purposefully introduce a pain point somewhere in the game, so where the leveling up becomes a little bit difficult, so that you pay for the game, and that's how the company makes money. And then that's how the Candy Crush right now is like a king, is like $1 million company that's like making so much money. Okay, a few more examples. I think we can somebody can quote a game. Let's see if we can come up with what kind of level design we can discuss about it, and what the game designer might do there. Free Fire, again. Free Fire, I think we've discussed the same thing. Free Fire has to do with Subsurface. I haven't played that game. But Free Fire, it has more or less the same thing. Like you have weapon drops. I think it's like a what do you call, a survival, or that kind of game. So I think if it has to do with weapons, and like how frequently you get weapons. Shadow Fight, again, it has to do with a lot of damages. Like I think if your character might, I don't remember playing Shadow Fight well, but like Call of Duty, again, same thing. The guns have to the damage, and yeah, also has to do with the narrative. There's another section in game design, that is the narrative designer. Uncharted once again has to do a lot with the level design, and again combat, which is there are combat designers as well. How creates events in the game? I didn't get that. Okay, so you guys have a rough understanding of what a game designer does, right? A game designer, you have other subsections as level designers, you have economy designers, game economy designers. As in, I think Satvik has a question. Let's just park the questions for the end of the session, guys. Okay, so game designers have many subsections. You have systems designer, you have level designer, you have game economy designer, you have narrative designers. We'll get to that. You guys can explore on your own, but I'm just giving you a rough understanding of what are the avenues where you can actually go or start a career. Okay, what a game producer is, someone, I'll give you an explanation. Sometimes the roles between a game designer and a game producer, intermatch. It depends upon the organization. A game producer is usually responsible for, in simple terms, he's responsible for the team to meet deadlines. Okay, so sometimes what happens is you have programmers, you have artists, and you have game testers. So a programmer is writing a code, he doesn't sometimes does not know what code he's writing for. So a producer's job is to like make sure that everything else works in synergy at the same time they're meeting deadlines. Okay, so he is the one who decides how many, if we are like introducing more features in the game during production, what happens is the time of production goes up, which means the game might not complete in whatever time we have stipulated for. Game producer roles are usually senior roles in the industry. Like you either have to come from you also you I mean you have to be working as programmer, artist, or a game tester, or either a designer. Even designer roles are usually senior roles, but you do have to have a rough understanding of how game production usually works. And game marketing, I don't have to necessarily explain you folks like what exactly game marketing is. I think most of you guys know. Okay, other than that, these are some famous tools. How many of you guys know these tools that I've listed here? Because they're really famous. That's the reason I'm listed. Like, everybody knows what Unity, Unreal, Godot, and Blender is. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, these three are game engines. Unity is the most famous one. You can actually go ahead and experiment with it. For programmers, so those who want to learn game programming, I think Unity would be the best place to start with, because although I wouldn't say the engine is that easy or difficult, because the reason why I suggest Unity is because there are a lot of resources out there. And Blender, somebody who wants to start off with like 3D artist, being a 3D artist, Blender is for them. So these are the tools that are very famous in the industry right now. Yes, Unity is free. Yeah, all the resources are free for, I think all these 4 resources that I've listed here are mostly free. You just have to invest a lot of time. The learning curve in games industry for any skill set in general is very steep. So it's going to take some time for you guys to like learn. Okay, a little bit of help in terms of if you guys want to start off in the games industry, which cities would be best for you? I'm sure like you can still be in like in a native city, in like a tier 2 city, and get a remote job. But I would say like getting a hands-on experience, and if you're staying in either of these 5 cities, which is going to be a lot helpful, or if you want to consider moving to these cities to get a job, it would be great. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is starting off. Let's say if you just have no skill set as a programmer or an artist, like you can't draw or you can't code. I think you can start the game industry. You can join the game industry by being a game tester. All you need to know, have your English should be good. You should be able to like report whatever you have seen well. And on top of that, you can have you can, from there you can actually progress from being a game designer or a game producer. So that's where you can actually start off from. Okay, and here is the trailer for the game that we are making here at Monitor Studios. Yeah, so that's about it for this session. I've like mostly covered in brief so that even for those who are beginners might have an understanding of the games industry.